Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and today I'm going to be giving you 15 tips for Mount Kilimanjaro. I did this hike in August of 2025 with G Adventures, and I was able to successfully summit. So today I'm going to be sharing 15 tips that you probably haven't heard before for hiking Mount Kilimanjaro, with tip number 15 being utterly the most important, so definitely stay until the end. But these are just tips that I wish someone had told me beforehand. It would have made Kilimanjaro a lot easier. If you haven't seen them already, I do have a vlog up of my experience as well as packing video and a review of my time with G Adventures. So if you're interested, those are all linked in the description, but let's get into it. Hey travel friends, just wanted to pop in really fast and remind you that I am a certified travel advisor with Fora. With being a travel advisor, all of my services are free to you. I can help you with all your travel needs, especially with booking G Adventures tours. Now that I have been to Mount Kilimanjaro and gone through the entire hike and the process and the packing, now I can safely say that I am an expert and can help you choose which route you want to do, choose the right company, whether it's G Adventures or a different company. This is a very difficult trip to prep for, so having someone to guide you will definitely come in handy. So if you're planning on taking the next step in making this adventure become a reality, you can reach out to me at my email, AnnaRichter@ForaTravel. It's also in the description, and I'd love to help you turn one of your bucket list items into reality. But that's all for me now. Back to the video. So my first tip is you actually do need to train for this. Don't hear beginner hike and assume that it's going to be super easy. I definitely did that, and that was a mistake because I only trained for 3 weeks before my trip when I should have been training for 3 months before my trip. If you work out every day, don't think that you're going to do this easy breezy because altitude is the biggest player when it comes into this hike. So if you've never experienced a big elevation gain or you've never been at a high elevation, definitely try to experience that before booking this just so you can see how you do at elevation, because everyone reacts differently, everyone has different experiences. Definitely test yourself and see how you are at higher elevations before booking this trip. On the training side, you should definitely be doing specialized training for this hike at least 3 months before your trip. I didn't listen to that and I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. I work out regularly, like it should be no big deal. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. You definitely do need to train for this. Make sure you train for downhill as well as uphill, but training at an incline will definitely be your best bet, as well as going on practice hikes around your area. Any hikes with elevation gain will definitely help you in the long run. Okay, tip number 2, bring good snacks and bring a special candy or something that you absolutely love for summit night, because there's a lot of times where you're not going to want to eat anything when you need to fuel your body. So just make sure you're bringing snacks you actually really do like, something you're going to want to eat, and something that'll give you a break between all the mountain food. Summit night is the most important part of this whole thing. Make sure you bring something you absolutely love for summit night. I wish I brought candy because I did not eat for over 12 hours on summit day just because I felt like I couldn't eat anything. I didn't want to eat anything. So if you bring something like candy you're going to want to eat, at least you're putting something in your body. Just make sure you bring good snacks. My third tip is do not overpack your day bag. I did this on the first day. I should have put way more stuff in my duffel. They tell you to carry 3 liters of water, and that's definitely heavy, carrying just the water alone. So if you have way too much other stuff in your bag's going to be way heavier than it needs to be. So listen to the guides when they tell you not to put anything miscellaneous in your bag, because it truly does make a difference in your day. You never want to be hiking with a bag that's too heavy. Your guides will give you a day-by-day breakdown of what you're going to need for that day. So just try not to pack anything that he doesn't tell you. Also with water, I should have been drinking more, but on average, I was not drinking more than 2 liters, especially when we were stopping for lunch and refilling our camelbacks. So I did not pack my camelback as well as a water bottle, and that definitely saved my back because the water bottle was really, really heavy when it was full. So I just left that in my duffel and just hiked with my camelback, and that was a great decision for me. So any way you can cut down in weight, definitely take that road. Tip number 4 is you are going to be highly encouraged to eat as much as humanly possible just because they want you to fuel your bodies. You're frequently going to be taking breaks during your hike, and they're going to be telling you to eat your snacks. During meals, they prompt you to have seconds, thirds. They're always asking if you want more. They want you to eat everything you possibly can. So don't be shy if you are hungry to ask for more, because you need to have as much fuel in your body as you can. But it is a weird experience when everyone is so full and they're like, more, more, more. And everyone has to be like, we can't. And going hand in hand with that is you will also be shamed if you don't drink enough water. So they're probably going to ask you how much water you had that day, and if it's less than 2 liters, they're definitely going to shame you about it, and they'll be like very disappointed. Try to keep your numbers up. Believe me, I know it's hard. I've been through it. I haven't wanted to drink as much as we're supposed to or eat as much as we're supposed to, but they will definitely be disappointed if you don't meet your quota. The fifth tip I have is research the routes. Really put some time into choosing which route is best for you. If it's a little more expensive and not in your budget, push it to the next year, because this is probably a once in a lifetime experience for you, and you would rather spend your hard-earned money on a route that you're going to succeed on versus one that's too hard and you fail and then you have to go back, or you may never go back and never get a chance again. This is a really hard trip to prepare for, but definitely put the time and effort into researching what you need to, especially the routes. I put a good amount of time into this, but I could have done more. I would have picked a different route had I known what I know now. Machame 7-day, I'm looking at you. If you have any questions about routes, feel free to ask, because now I feel like I know a good bit. So the sixth tip I have is to keep your camera, batteries, or your portable chargers or your phone inside the sleeping bag with you at night to keep them warm. If your batteries get too cold as you go up in elevation, they die really, really fast. This happened with my phone. This happened with one of my portable batteries. So definitely try to keep them as warm as possible. I just chucked everything in my fanny pack and then put my fanny pack in my sleeping bag with me, and it held up pretty well. My seventh tip is that putting your phone on airplane mode saves so much battery and keeps the charge way longer. For this trip, I did not know this. I don't know if it's common knowledge, but my phone died in one day on the first day. And then once I put my phone in airplane mode, it stayed charged for like 3 days. So it really does do a lot. And if you want to preserve your battery, turn on airplane mode. Going off of that, some camps do have service. Lots of people, when they turn their cellular on, when we were at camps for lunch or for dinner, were able to have some service, and they were able to send like one WhatsApp message or receive some or go on Instagram for a little bit. Unfortunately, that never worked for me, but some people were able to do stuff with their cellular service. So there are some random spots on the mountain where you will have service. My ninth tip is to take Diamox. If you want the best shot at summiting, remove the whole barrier of altitude sickness, because this medicine will keep you from getting symptoms of altitude sickness. Take Diamox. I took Diamox. Pretty much everybody in my group, except for 2 people, took Diamox, and we all summited. None of us got altitude sickness, luckily, and no one really had any bad symptoms. So the medicine really, really works, and I would recommend it to literally everybody, because why roll the dice on something that can have you feeling terrible and then ruin your shot at summiting? It just doesn't make sense to me. Ask your doctor, get some Diamox. Okay, tip 10 is what goes up must come down on summit night. Unfortunately, going down is almost just as hard as going up. I did not expect this. I don't know if I would have rather known beforehand or not, but sorry, I'm ruining that for you. Being prepared is just a good thing to be, because I was dying going up, but going down, I did not know that the terrain was going to be so hard. I thought it was going to be a breeze going down, truthfully, and I thought it was going to be like a break from going up. Obviously, your heart isn't racing as much as it was going up, thankfully, but it's still really, really hard on your knees, on your legs going down, and on your brain, because you have to be conscious of every step you take just because the terrain is so difficult. So going down from the summit is almost as hard as going up. Tip 11. I have heard this in a few other videos, but I think it's very important and I just wanted to share. I didn't experience this. I don't think anybody in my group did, or at least no one said. You could possibly get your period unexpectedly due to altitude. I had no idea this was a thing until I saw it in videos. So definitely bring pads, tampons, just in case. Even if you are on birth control, I think it can still happen. Just have that. Be prepared, because that would really suck to not be prepared for that. And then what do you do? So FYI, have that stuff ready just in case. Tip number 12, you'd rather be too hot than too cold. Pack your layers, make sure that you have enough warm gear. All I heard from this one girl the entire time was that she was so cold, she was too cold, and she had a miserable time just because of how cold she was. It's better to have too many layers than not enough. Bring your extra warm jacket, bring your extra warm pants, bring thermal layers. I do go over all of this in my packing video, especially if you run cold like I do. I brought everything I needed to make sure I would be warm enough on this mountain, and it worked. So tip number 13 is, for a climb like this, mental health is almost more important than your physical health. You have to want this to be able to do it. You have to want to achieve this goal, because if you don't care about it, then it's not going to happen. You have to be mentally strong enough to be able to do this, and if you're not at a place where you feel like you are, push it off, because this tests you like no other. I have never had to push myself as hard as I had to push myself on summit night. Mentally, this hike was absolutely exhausting. You definitely have to have the willpower, and you have to want it. So if your mental health isn't there, I would definitely delay this trip until you're ready. Of course, your physical health is also important, and you have to be ready on that end too. But if you want something bad enough, you can do it. Tip number 14, the guides are going slowly for a reason. If you feel like,
oh, he's going so slow,
we should go faster, or you're on his tail all the time, he's doing that for a reason and you just have to let him set the pace. We definitely ran into this a few times where we were like,
why is he going so slow?
But they do that because you need to acclimatize. If you go too fast and you don't acclimatize correctly, then you could get sick, you could feel awful. Why would you want that? You might as well just take it easy, go slow, and enjoy the time doing that. Look around. You know, there's so much to see. So definitely don't question your guides. They have the knowledge, they have the experience. Everything is for a reason on this mountain. Tip number 15, the most important tip that I am sharing is rent the toilet. If your company does not include portable toilets like G Adventures does not, rent the toilet. I couldn't imagine this experience if we had not rented the toilets. I would have been fumbling around in the dark, or I would have just never peed and held it all night, because who wants to go pee on the side of a cliff far away from camp? Just walking from my tent to our portable toilet sometimes was a feat in itself. Like, it was hard enough to do that. So if I didn't have a toilet to squat on, I didn't have toilet paper, like, forget it. This would have been a miserable experience and it would have been 10 times harder. So if you have the option to rent a toilet and it's not included,
rent the toilet.
You will not regret it. It's worth every penny, honestly. Okay, so those are all of my most important tips. I definitely have more, so if you want a part 2, let me know. But if you haven't already, definitely check out my other Kilimanjaro content. I have a packing video, a vlog, a review of my experience with G Adventures, and this video. Also, if there are any Kilimanjaro videos you want me to make, feel free to ask. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below or ask me on Instagram at Anna Richter. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.